I used to know that ring so well. I could tell it was you, calling me from so far away, calling me to come out to play in the rain like we used to do. You used to say that I was your rainy day girl. Hey, Ray Ray and Simone. Oh. Hey, Shauna. What's up, girl? What's up, Niyata? How you doing? Hey, Tim. Oh, my God, Tim. I'm playing Rainy Day Girl, and I can't remember the lyrics. Hey, Monty. I know, it's crazy, right? I can't remember the lyrics. I heard the phone ring and I jumped. I used to know that ring so well. I could tell it was you, calling me from so far away, calling me to come out to play in the rain like we used to do. You used to say that I was your rainy day girl. I wanted to be your sunshine too. Okay, and that's all I can remember. Yikes. Okay, yes, truly it has been probably 15 years since I've done that song, but still. Hey Glenn, how's everybody doing? How are y'all doing? You good? Yes, I like it. Are Robert and Kathy here? Yes. I did originals yesterday. It wasn't what I expected to do. I was gonna do TV, but then I got a little carried away. Yes, yes. Hey Robert. All right, y'all ready to sing? It's singing time. You ready? It's Friday, right? Thank God it's Friday. I'm working for the weekend. I'm never mad. Hey Maria. Yes, you know what? Today was perfect. Today was... Oh, Terry, I love that. Okay. As long as you're there. Just checking in. All right. Y'all ready to sing? I'm ready to sing. I promised that I never would leave you. It's funny how the seasons change, and the more that I try to forget you, it's funny how things stay the same. Without a rhyme or reason, when I look into your eyes, I know that I found forever. No hiding and no disguises. Reunion of souls, of mind, of space, over time, every place. I look and I see your smile, your face everywhere, constant reminder of everything I want to be, who I am and how with you I can be free. I can be free. In a place before now, a time before here, we were called to this place, and I'm glad to be standing here. Sometimes the truth's painful, but a leap of faith is all it takes. Close your eyes and don't get discouraged. Spread your wings and just let the winds of change blow free. Just believe they will hold you if you dare to close your eyes. Are you free? My soul is. Okay, not really sure what's going on, but here we go. Let's try that again. Okay, let's see if we get connected. All right. Hey, Monica. All right, hopefully we're still here. Are we still good? Still see me? Are we still free? Hey, Tommy, thank you for your lovely card. That was so sweet. Mike Johnson, what's up? So tonight, yes, since we had so much fun last night with the originals, and since, you know, I don't really get to do them because it's usually just the boys and me, right? So I thought we would do some more tonight if y'all don't mind. So I'm gonna just, you know, jump right in. So I told you all the story about this, you know, it was sort of a joke. And, you know, it's funny, like, my, like usually the songs that are the biggest hits for me are the ones that I just sort of sweep under the rug. And I'm like, oh, this is for my own personal enjoyment, and no one will ever see this or hear it. It will never see the light of day. And then, you know, play it for the boys in the band, and they're like, so that's a hit, and that other stuff that you're doing, okay, not so much. This, let's focus on this. So, and as you know, Beloved was written as a joke because basically it was my friend telling me, you are so dumb, right? And not in a mean way, but just, you know, you're so pretty. I mean, that, you know, that's what my mother and I used to say to each other when we did dumb things. She'd be like, you are so pretty. The first time I said it to her, she was like, thank you. And I was like, and she said, that's an insult, isn't it? I said, mm-hmm. But it sounds much, you know, much nicer. Oh, beloved, just say to me, and I find myself becoming weak in the knees again. You smile, the moon reflects so sweetly in your eyes. I used to dream of flying, and then one day I did spread my wings and fly away from everything I'd hidden for so many years. And now I'm free. It's knowing it will happen and living the awareness of a chosen dream, and then believe. Oh, beloved, just say to me, and I find myself becoming weak in the knees again. Oh, beloved, when you smile, the moon reflects so sweetly in your eyes. I used to dream of loving, then one day I did walk through rings of fire, abandoning the places that I'd known and lived. And now I'm free. Freedom isn't knowing the how, the why, the when. It's knowing it will happen and living the awareness of a chosen dream, and then believe. breath, it was you. Beloved, just say to me, and I find myself becoming weak. Oh, beloved, when you smile, the moon reflects so sweetly in your eyes. Hey Rachel, what's up, girl? Alright, so this next one, the one, it's one of these composite songs where it's about me leaving my dad. It's about me leaving a guy that I loved when I was in DC when I moved. It's just a song about leaving and hoping that you'll see each other again. You know, in the physical, sometimes in the other world. The night was meant for rest and sleep. For leaves that softly sigh. It was not meant for silent tears. So why then do I cry? So why then do as father-daughter, as mother and son? father, daughter, as mother and son. Here contemplating this great ocean. As I stand upon this cliff, I scream your name to the sky. My way down, I hear your answer as the sea comes to lead me home. As I swim back to shore alone, laughing at myself and the great unknown, dragging the sun of the new day. Be gone. Will we ever meet again beside this water? Were we destined for some other distant shore? Did we walk this life before as father, daughter, as mother and son? The night was meant for rest and sleep, for leaves that softly sighed. It was not meant for silent tears. So why then do I cry? Hey Michael, thank you. Hey Niata, hey Tim, what's up? DC crew in the house, I like it. All right. I dream in color and I dream of you. I dream of your eyes, you smiling a love like I never knew. Oh, suddenly you walked in and suddenly I knew it was the love returned to me. You are the love that sets me free. I march to a different drummer and you sing my songs. Every word, every promise I ever made comes true. Oh, to be written, to be lived in, everything you do. You are the love returned to me. You are the love that sets me free. You are the light of my life. You shine on my days. You are the light of my life. By your side I will always stay. I tried to walk away, I tried to be gone, but there in your eyes, in your smile always lingers another song. Oh, to be written, to be lived in, always to be sung. You are the love returned to me. You are the love that sets me free. You are the light of my life. You shine by your side always. Stay. I dream in color and I dream of you. Hi Maria, how you doing? Let's see. Let me do this one. Last night, swimming in the moonlight, I saw a merman swimming up to me. He whispered softly, swim with me. You know you've been searching for me for all your life, and I've been watching you every day and every night. Now there you are in the waves, and I'm here. Swim with me, and baby makes three soon. Don't be afraid of the water, it's not that deep. I won't let you drown unless it's in my own sadness. I'll watch you as you sleep to make sure you stay afloat. And then someday soon there'll be 3 or 4, maybe even 5. Come swim with me, he said to me. And I said, I know you're kind, I'm not coming over there. It's not safe in the water. Besides, I'll mess my hair up. I haven't got time for you tonight. But then the sand between my toes started pulling, as if I were being pulled to sea. Hey, Danielle, you see, I felt like I was going backwards to the tides, taking hold of me, and there it was, this merman swimming in the sea. He took my hand and we swam among the waves, and the moonlight full and sweetly played dances on our heads, and I sang to him on a rock, as any siren would, as any siren would. You know, I sang to him. I thought the merman was in love. It's fun to play with a merman, but you never know what you might get. And most of the time it seems that all you get is wet, drenched to the soul, and then you can't dry off. And suddenly you're old, and so is everything he says to you. You don't believe him anymore, and still only 2 and 2 is not enough. There needs to be at least 3 for the divine. But I swam I see that night with he, and loved every minute. Yes, I swam at sea, and I loved him so. as my feet slipping again, steam rising to the sky. Then look, it's a merman, and he's swimming up to me, and I think that maybe this time he could be the one for me. You know what they say, all mermen are alike. Maybe this one is older than 20. Maybe it could be the one for me. There are so many mermen, so many mermen in the sea. So back in the day, there's a guy named Greg McKinney. And I met him on the set of my first real gig in DC. There's a man called Hawk. And he wound up protecting me from this other dude that was trying to bum rush me on the set. And he was my best friend for a really long time. And then he had a massive cerebral hemorrhage, and one night at a party, and his girlfriend called me and was like, yeah, so he's gone. And I was like, gone where? To the store? What are you talking about? She was like, and I was like, are you kidding me? And she's like, no. But he had written my name and number on his wall because I had yelled at him because he would always forget my number. This was like, you know, before the age of like really cell phones. And so he would always forget my number. And I was like, dude, get it together. I think you did know, because didn't you send it to me? You found it. It was the first episode, and it was just my hands. So I was the hand double. Okay, that sounds a little dirty, but I was the hand double. The woman that they hired was from the Ford agency, and she was this little tiny, elegant, model-looking person. And so, you know, I had just told my mother, like the day before, that I was switching over to music. And she had, you know, pretty much been like, oh, well, you're totally cut off. And I was like, okay, but that's so funny. So anyway, so they get this call in the music office, and the secretary's like, listen, there are these auditions today for a man called Hawk. And I was like, okay, I'll go. So I go, and of course there are all these little tiny people, you know, with music. And I was like, okay, but they didn't tell me we were playing anything, right? And so I'm like, shit, here I am. First of all, I'm a giant. Okay, and listen, I'm not weird, you know, not being weird about my size, but when I tell you TV people, movie people are tiny, right? Yeah. I'm gargantuan. Like, I'm 5'6". These women were maybe 4'8", 4'9", maybe 5 feet. So the director, oh my God, I can't believe I remember this. But anyway, Virgil Vogel was the director. And so, you know, I was like, well, I asked one of the girls, I said, well, what are we playing? And she was like, oh, you know, it's the Chopin. And I was like, and of course it was the same one that I had just told my piano teacher, Mr. Baldwin. I was like, dude, I'm done with the song. I don't think there's anything else I could possibly get out of it. And as I say that, I can hear him chuckling because he laughed at me then too. And so I was like, really, that's what we're playing? And so they were like, well, you know, it's just this section of the piece. And I was like, you mean this? When I tell you I had not played that in at least 4 years. And But anyway, so he lined us up, and he was like, put out your hands. And I put out my, you know, okay, my hands are as big as some of these girls were, like, seriously. But he picked me, he was just like, you. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, the rest of you can go home. And I was like, oh. And so the line in the show, it's so crazy. I remember all of this like it was yesterday. So we were in the theater. Oh God, what's the Lincoln? No, it's not the Lincoln Theater. It's the one. What's the one downtown? Tammy and the Warner. It was at the Warner. And so Greg was the stand-in for Avery Brooks. And he walks down the aisle and he's like Chopin, a lyrical technician. And I was like, who is that dude? Okay, so I just gotta say this, like Avery Brooks is also a man among men. Like he was so very kind and, you know, just lovely. But yeah, so that's how Greg and I became. Well, then this guy was hitting on me on the set, and he was like, well, I didn't know if it was your boyfriend, so I was like, he's not my boyfriend. He's scaring me. He was like, oh, okay. So he handled it, and then he was like, okay, here are my keys. You can go, you know. And so I slept in his car until he was done, and then he took me home because it was hella late. I mean, we'd been on set all day. And we were filming at the Capitol, and this is back when the Capitol was not all, you know, fenced off and walled off, and you could actually get up close to the fountains. And yeah, it was a pretty amazing day. And yeah, anyway, yes. In my room, watching the clouds go by and wondering why you and I are a million miles away. In my mind, I see us all the time and wonder why the picture there wasn't on any wall but mine. I miss your smile. I miss your hand in mine. I miss your loving touch. But I miss you most of all. If I could, I'd turn back the hands of time to any old time, anywhere when I was yours and you were mine. I miss your smile. I miss your hand in mine. I miss your loving touch. But I miss you most. Oh, when the sun comes shining through my window on a bright summer's day, when the snow drifts so knee deep and the fields all turn to hay. I miss your smile. I miss your hand in mine. I miss your loving touch. But I miss you most of all. That was my dude, man. Yeah, he was quite something. He's the one that, I told you all the story about he gave me mace one time. Did I tell you a story? So, I was introduced to this guy through a friend out here. But he introduced us on the phone. He's like, oh, I think you guys would be great together. You should at least talk. And so I talked to this dude for a couple of months because this is back in the day, you know, before cell phones, right? Yeah. And so we were talking, and this guy's voice was like, oh, I totally fell in love with his voice. I was like, we're going to get married and have 2.5 babies. And like his parents were from the South. And I mean, he was just, so he's like, hey, I was like, hey, I'm going to be in LA, you know, soon. I'm going to come out for the holidays. And so I came out for the holidays. And Greg was like, well, you will stay at my house then. And then he, you know, because that way I can meet him. And I was like, oh, okay, Daddy, like what is happening right now? And so, but then he had a date that night, right? So he was like, oh, so the reason, so, you know, and I loved him and I was totally attracted. He was like, okay, God will smack me down. He will smite me if I do wrong by you. So I'm just going to be your best friend and look out for you and be your bodyguard and all of that. Anyway, so as it turned out, he had a date that night. And he was like, okay, listen, killer. Because that's what he called me, killer. He was like, listen, I'm going to leave you at home, right? He said, but if that dude steps out on line, you take this and you mace his ass. And I was like, that's my dude, right? So there's a knock on the door, right? And I open the door, and I'm looking out, and I see no one. So I look down, and I'm looking at the top of this dude's head. And he had a shag in the 90s. And he had on white bucks in December. And I was like, can't. I started writing a song about that because that's when I knew. I was like, I'm shallow. Girl, the top of his head, the top of his shag that went down the back like a helmet. And so, yeah, so you remember Greg. Okay, so when he came home, he was like, yo, what's up? What's up, killer? What happened? I said, yo, listen. He said, well, did you go out with him? I was like, of course I went out with him. He's delightful, right? And he is delightful. Like, he took me out to dinner, and he's a perfect gentleman and all of that, right? And so we go out to dinner. I had already opened the door. Girl, the door was open. He was here. I was looking at I was like, I literally was like Mr. Roper in Three's Company. I was like, this was before being pranked, but I felt like I was being pranked. So we go out and we have dinner. It's a lovely dinner. And he's like, hey, do you want to go see a movie? And at the time, Shine was playing, which I had wanted to see it. So he goes to the bathroom, and this brother rolls up on me and is like, yo, what are you doing? And I was like, I beg your pardon? He was like, what are you doing with that dude? What are you doing? And I was like, sir. He was like, no bueno. White bucks, ma'am. Yes. Listen. So many things. And then you know what? But I was so mad because I was like, I love this dude in theory, right? Like, he's fantastic. And there's nothing wrong with him. It's me. I'm shallow. No, shallow as fuck. Shallow. I wrote a song about it, but I can't remember it. Wait, hey you, you're perfect. You're the man of my dreams, and I'm so fucking shallow. So do you know what that means? Goodbye. okay, that's the gist of it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you asked, did I run into him again? Yes, and I thought that maybe I wasn't shallow anymore. Hey, you, I'm shallow. Right, that part. Still shallow. Yeah. I tried. And it isn't me. It's not him. I was like, oh, sir, it's not you, it's me. You know, and I was like, oh, that's what people say. That's so, you're ridiculous. Like, he is everything. He was everything. All of the things. He was smart. He was important. He was funny. He was, you know, just really sweet and actually very handsome. And listen, oh, y'all know I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna behave myself and not say anything crazy. Kitty and table, mad. Listen, no. Listen, I'm very shallow. I'm very shallow. My mother used to be like, do you only like the pretty guys? And I was like, no. The ones that aren't as pretty work really, really hard, and they're really funny and really sweet and really considerate, and that's what I like. Listen, I like it all. I mean, listen, I dated men where they were so pretty, I was like, you're hurting my eyes. It's just, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah, it wasn't even that. Like, he was cute, but I how tall was he? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he was like Prince tall. Without the shoes. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. And I hope to God he's not watching. Oh my God. Okay, listen, Prince is like 4'11", 5 feet. Yeah. No, he heck yes, I would have. Even though he's not here. Yes, if he came to the door, if he came in my dreams, I would go out with him because he's Prince. I mean, this guy was delightful and all of that. He should have Listen, Prince could wear white heels and a romper, and you'd be like, sir, that is the hottest romper I've ever seen. Where are we going? You know. Right! Dead or alive. I'm just saying, man. That's what I'm talking about. Right. Like, seriously? That is not even a question. Not even a question. Okay, now I forgot what I was doing. Anyway, we'll do this. Okay, yes. Both. Yes. And I've told you the story about this song. I know it sounds like all I ever do is date guys, but you know what? Oh, he has great networking. He knows everybody. And, you know, he's written a couple of books. He knows more about music than, you know, most people. He's a delightful, delightful human being. I mean, really. And I hope to God that he found somebody that I am both. I hope that he found somebody, you know, that loves him the way he should be loved, because, you know, yeah. Anyway, yeah, no regrets. I wrote this one after being out on a rooftop all night singing and playing music. Yeah, and then going to my gig the next day with no voice. And he fell asleep on the train and ended up in the train yards when he was supposed to be playing. It was terrible. Lost his phone. They called me because I was the last number on the phone. And I had laryngitis. And I was like, I can't talk. And the guy was like, hello, hello? And I was like, But anyway, yes. It's so funny talking about these songs. I never talk about them, I just play them and assume you know the stories or you have your own stories, but I mean, this is definitely a true story. Yes. This is about youth, you know, going out with a guy and thinking that, you know, I knew I was older than he was, but not by much. Until he introduced me to his mom, and I was like, your mom is 5 years older than I am, sir. Yes. Yeah. He was like, what? Wait, how old are you? And I was like, and he was like, I'm 23. And I was like, in what universe are you 23? Are you kidding me? He was like, no. He's like, you can't be that old. You don't look that old. I was like, well, thank you, but trust me, I am. Let's just enjoy it while it lasts. Let's just do some singing out here under the stars. And oh man, that was the best. It was so good. It was like literally, he came over, we ate dinner, we went out on the roof. We were out on the roof until the sun rose. It was amazing. And then we were out on my roof one time and a flock of parrots flew by, and I was like, that was the first time I saw the Brooklyn parrots. I was like, what in the world? It's crazy. Late last night, I know I should have been sleeping, but your voice returned me to another season. Wasted on the young. Wisdom's wasted on a heart that just won't function. Walking wounded in the sun of 1,000 rainy days gone by. Still I'm not dry, so let it rain. Find a lightning from the skies. I am not afraid of a little water, and I'm not afraid of you. And yeah, 18 is that's off the table. I made a list, checked it twice. Baby, you are everything on it. Show up so nice, leaving me frustrated and haunted, with your voice ringing in my ears. Come and play with me as if there's no tomorrow. There is only this roof, moon and stars, and 2 guitars and a little piano. So let it rain, thunder and lightning falling from the skies. I am not afraid of a little water, and I'm not afraid of you. And I, falling like the raindrops, through a wide and open sky. So heavy laden, they can't help but cry. Ooh. Hey Teresa. Soul to soul, heart to heart, your belly to my back. Turning back, 'cause you remind me who I am, in my past, my present, and in my future. We are travelers in time on this endless winding road called life. So baptize me again and let it rain, thunder and lightning falling from the skies. I am not afraid of a little water. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to let it rain, to let it rain, to let it rain, to let it rain. So, I think I told you all this, but his opening line to me was, "How many lifetimes is this?" And I was like, who says that? Like, seriously? Yeah. He was like, I mean, we talked about it like years later, because I saw him a couple years ago. He came out, he was here. I was doing a gig in San Diego, and we hadn't talked to each other in like 2 years, and he called me, he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just leaving San Diego." He was like, "No, I'm driving to San Diego to do a gig." And I was like, "What?" So anyway, by some strange twist of fate, we actually got to hang out and, have sushi on the beach at sunset, and it was just absolutely beautiful in Santa Monica, which is where I always used to go with my dad. And for those of you who have seen that movie, City of Angels, remember when the angels would stand on the beach in the mornings and they would hear the music and the voice of God? If you haven't seen the movie, it's worth it just for that part, because that was so like amazing and incredible. And yeah, listen, I've had a lot of lines said to me, but that was just, sometimes I feel like, we sit and our souls have these conversations with each other, and we're not even, cognizant. And sometimes some of it comes out loud, and you're like, oh, yeah, of course, right? But anyway, it was beautiful, It's always beautiful, right? How many lifetimes is this that we have been together? Were the very first words from your lips to my ears. Forever, forever, my dear. Thanks, Teresa. We spent some time together. We spent some lifetimes apart. You can't control the fire that burns down your heart and everything around it. Forever, forever, my dear. My soul longs for your touch in the morning, in the morning. And my skin longs for your touch in the dead of night, until the morning light comes. The morning sun comes stealing across the beach at sunrise. On every wave your voice comes, calling me. Come and stay forever, 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 my dear. My soul time I hear your voice and I'm gone. I'm gone. And I'm gone. I'm How many lifetimes is this? V, what's up? That we have been together. Were the very first words from your lips to my ears. Forever, forever is here. Forever, you're my forever, my dear. Dude, I miss you. Wayne came and sat in last week. You gotta come out. Y'all just come out. We'll play here, in my living room. It's my bandmate, B. Jeffrey Smith. What's up? Missing you. Miss you. I miss you. Oh my God, it's 5:15. You gonna come on. You gonna come sing with me? What do you want to sing? You'll be here in March?
Wait, what time is it?
Oh, can we set something up? It's 5:59. You want to sing with me real quick? No? No? Oh, really? I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the things my family did. I am not the inside. I am light. You are light. Walk in the light, the beautiful light, shining so bright. Shine a light for your neighbor. Walk in the light, the beautiful light, shining so bright. Traveling light, walk in the light, and shine your light on your neighbor. Walk in the light, walk in the light, walk in the light, the beautiful light. All right, y'all. Yes, Rome, let's talk about it. V, I'm gonna call you because we should get Howard and Dave out here and we should do something live from my living room. Yes. Yes, yes. Sam Starks, what's up, darling? How you doing? Thanks for coming, Michael. All right, Miss Eleanor, Monty, Ray Ray, Simone, all y'all. I love you. Thank you for coming out every night, supporting me. Thank you for all your gifts. How about when I'm done, you can wait, right? Yes, that's my thing. I always say that we're walking each other home. That is my favorite thought and thing. All right. I love y'all. Get some sleep and rest over the weekend. I'll be back Monday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Yes. All right. Love y'all. See you later.